3 steps to creating your own robot. We offer a new approach for purchasing a mobile robot. You can now become the creator of your very own eBOT. 3 major steps in this approach. Within each step, there are options for you to consider. Should you have a situation that requires a customized option, then keep in mind that this is something that is always available from America in Motion Incorporated. The first major step. The robot itself. There are 3 things to consider. The module for carrying the load. The module for providing power for the mobile robot. The driving module is the weight capacity of the mobile robot. The module for carrying the load. Let's start by choosing the right module for carrying the load. Depending on the task at hand, you can choose from fork, clamp, lift table, conveyor, towing, or a custom solution. We refer to this module as the e-carrier module. Please note that if needed, you can choose more than one option, thus mixing several different types of robots in the same overall system. Several robot types can work together in the same system and use the same pathways and even coordinate tasks between them depending on your needs. The power module. Next, let's choose the power module and what type of setup you need. We refer to this module as the e-power module. The standard battery options are the AGM lead-acid battery or the lithium-ion battery pack. Lead-acid batteries have a shorter lifespan but also come at a lower upfront cost, while lithium-ion batteries come at a higher price, but they last much longer. By and large, the lead-acid batteries are somewhat less expensive despite needing to be replaced more often and are also easier to recycle. For charging, there are 2 options, one being automatic charging where the robot itself charges itself, and 2, manual charging where an operator needs to exchange or plug in the battery on board. It's less costly, but also the cost of the operator's time will reduce the return on investment. Next, the module that is the weight capacity of the robot. The final step for the robot itself is to choose the right size driving module. This module contains the drive wheels and the main controller of the mobile robot. We refer to this module as the e-driver module. You can choose from a range of robot capacities ranging from 500 pounds to 20,000 pounds or even more depending on your needs. The second major step. The System Manager. The second major step involves determining what size fleet you will need for your application and how to call the robot to perform a task. To determine the number of robots needed, we begin by mapping out the pickup and delivery locations in your facility. This requires a drawing or some type of information from the distance between various locations that can be determined. Once the locations are all known, you need to determine the travel distance between locations, i.e. one is the pickup and one is the drop-off location. We call this e-roadway. You should be able to make note of the distance and the expected throughput for each route, from a pickup to a drop-off location in your application. After this is done, you can use the provided cheat sheet to find the required number of robots for each route and then add them all up. The result is the number of robots you will need to meet the throughput that you have selected. We call this the eBOT fleet. Finally, for each location, you need to determine how the task for moving the load along each route is initiated, which is also known as e-dispatch. This can be done in many ways. Some of the most common are sensor, call button, touchscreen inputs, signal from a PLC or controller, or a command from a host computer in a database or as a message. Also, custom solutions are available to meet any special need you may have. We will tell you about the third step in creating your own eBOT in the next video titled eBOT Data Tracking. Follow the link in the description below.